played this record as frequently as possible.
Let's do this!
Alright, in this one, I will be breaking down all the best current teams in Dragon Ball Legends as of June 2023, which is, we're approaching the part 3 of the 5th anniversary here. So, we just got through the second part units, the LF Gammas and the LF Orange Piccolo, just for the time frame period, depending on when you guys are watching this video. But for anyone that does need help with team comps, I'm going to be breaking down all the equipments for these setups that I would personally use or have, and all the best setups in the game currently. It's a pretty diverse meta. There's a lot of team dynamics that you can build, especially in the top ranks, which does make the game very fun right now, in my personal opinion. I'm not going to waste any time into it. Before we jump in, make sure to obviously drop a like and a sub if you guys are new to the channel, because I do upload here every single day with Legends content. And the first team that I'm going to be starting out this video with is my belief in the best team in the game right now, which does happen to be a universe rep combination with the top 3 units. We do have Ultra Hit on leader slot there, so he can receive the full Ultra ability. And then we do got Goku and Frieza, just the MVP of this season still, even with the part 2 units being released. I think Go Frieza, honestly, just one of, if not the best unit in the game right now, just overall. And then we do have the Sparking Jiren. I think he's the best 1% Sparking unit in the game right now. So, fantastic unit overall. But we do have Go Frieza not only being double Zenkai buffed, we do have Hit and Go Frieza receiving double HP on this setup. So, very tanky, plus, just a lot of base offenses and defense for this, specifically Go Frieza. Hit also being a Zenkai buff. Jiren, unfortunately, on this specific setup, he is losing a Z ability, which he doesn't suffer too much from. If you have a lot of stars on him, obviously, you could have to Z power him up. But he's doing a ton of damage still, and, he's just tanking tremendously. Like, even with the missing Z ability, he is tanking here. These are going to be the equipments we're using on this build. For Jiren, we're using, this is a full strike-based comp. There's a lot of Blazzy abilities to go around because, Jiren, we have UI Sign, but, it's a lot of it is made up for within the Zenkai buffs, and then Jiren, obviously, you're going to build him strike-oriented to kind of flow well with Go Frieza and Hits right there. But yeah, for Jiren, we're running this. We're actually running this equipment on all 3 units, giving both pure defenses, and we're also getting both base offenses and special move damage. So the defenses is going to be really, really nice there. Not both, excuse me. Thinking of the other universe rep equip. But this one, you're getting pure strike defense and you're getting pure strike attack. So pure strike attack, base strike attack. I'm literally thinking of the other universe rep equip, which is both pure defenses and both base offenses right here, which is also very good for pretty much all the units in uni rep. But specifically, we're going to be giving it to Go Frieza and to Jiren. With a double Zenkai buff on Go Frieza. We're actually triple puring them. We're not on Go Frieza yet, but triple pure on Go Frieza. So you're getting pure defense, base offense, and pure strike attack offense, special move damage. This one giving a high base strike attack number, special move damage, key recovery, and some more defense. And then this one right here, both base defenses, both base offenses, and base HP. So he's just a wall, still able to do very balanced type damage. And Go Frieza is on a similar concept. Obviously the health restoration, the HP you're getting from Chilled. Not only is he an HP bench, he's providing the health restoration for the entire team. Except Jiren, of course, 18% to health restoration. So the healing on swap is just ridiculous. The same thing for Hit. Hit is also healing a ton during the match. But yeah, it's going to be the same exact thing. We're running this item right here. So pure defense, pure offense, and base offense. More pure strike attack, more base strike attack, and then this last one right here giving some pure defenses right there, which is insane. This unit is literally a wall as well. It's a wall setup, but it's a setup that's going to be doing a lot of damage once it builds up and ramps up as well. Hit, very similar concept. We're giving him double pure. Don't really have to give him double pure. You could actually, he has only one Zenkai buff, plus there's a couple of Blazzy abilities. So if you did want to go with this equipment right here, it's giving another base strike attack by 30%, double defense, health restoration, which is really good for him. The special move damage if you want to go with this item. Me personally, I do like the double pure. 5% to own strike attack for each tag universe rep battle member, and it's all 3, so you're getting 15% to pure, some base strike attack. That's a perfect slot right there. Both base defenses, which is really nice. This one's the highest base strike attack equipped in the game. You're getting 45% total base strike and some defenses. And then this one right here, you're going to be receiving, like I said, some pure defense, pure offense, and both base to those defense and offense with special move damage. So very, very oppressive setup right here. There's a lot of other universe rep combinations, whether you want to throw in a full color wheel with Kayawe, I think that's how you pronounce her name. If you want to run MVP 17, there's a setup that I'll probably show after this. That's like an alternative to the best team in the game. And, but yeah, full color wheel, like with either UI, Revival UI is very solid. I could probably show equips on him. If you're going to run Revival UI, it's going to be on a, I'm going to switch the entire build in a second here, but definitely run this comp if you're able to. It's very, very just balanced overall in the fact of it's going to be doing blast damage, it's going to be doing strike damage, it's going to be a lot of defense, a lot of tanking, a lot of HP. It literally has everything on this setup that you need. Hit is still able to snipe. Obviously, the one thing you're going to need is probably stars on this setup. If you have stars, then you're good to go pretty much. But yeah, I'll move on to the next one. So the next one is going to look something like this. I had this team already built. We could just throw Jiren in there so you guys can see what it would look like for a full universe rep variant of this setup. But it's practically a full color wheel variant. You're giving, you're replacing the Zenkai buffs for Go Frieza. UI is a runnable option. You're still going to be building this guy all blast. UI is solid, very solid blast damage utility. Top units in the top team in the game. You're putting all these top 15 units. Hit, Go Frieza, and Jiren are in the top 5 to 6, 7 units in the game. UI, almost top 10 breaking with this team being an a viable option. He's the best green unit on the best team in the game. I am also giving him, go over this equipment right here, 45% to base blast attack right there. This one's a 15% blast pure with more base blast attack and some blast defenses. I believe that's blast defense, or some just both defenses right there. And then this one's a high base blast attack stat with key recovery, special move, and more key recovery right there. But hit still being Zenkai buff with HP, and then this guy, it's a full strike setup still, but you can call it a little bit balanced. Jiren does have a blast Z ability, even though you're going to build him strike. And then UI does have the blast Z ability, but you primarily want to build him blast because his strike is not all that. I was saying before, other great options for this composition is she's super, I don't want to say underrated, but she also has a ton of utility with the Vanish. She's just a gimmick character to remove Vanish, to obtain her Vanish a couple of times. Like, very gimmicky character that I don't actually use. I do think Revival UI is a lot better, but she's not a bad unit whatsoever. Vados is a cool option. Universe Rep definitely has the options whether you want to go for a full blast route or strike route, but this is going to be looking like the color wheel. Don't mind the name, by the way. I thought I would say that. Don't mind the team name. It's funny. But yeah, I'll move on to the next one. In my opinion, this is the alternative to the best team in the game, which I did show as the first team. This one I probably should have showed it as the second team, because I do think this is a contender for the best team in the game alongside the hit variant. It's pretty much the same exact team, except instead of hit, you are running MVP 17. You're also double Zenkai buffing Go Frieza here. It's the same exact concept. Bergamo's there for the HP. Jiren is still missing only one Z ability. It's a little bit more, less, I want to say, because this is the team right here. You're making more of the Zenkai buffs here. Hit's also receiving a Zenkai buff. You're kind of just receiving a lot more on that setup. But yeah, 17 definitely does a great job of just his entire kit, what he provides to the team, his individual nature, his damage, his defenses, his cut penetration that he provides for the whole team. Jiren is still missing the Zenkai or the Z ability from this Goku right here, but it's basically to double Zenkai buff Go Frieza. They're like the star on these setups. But yeah, blue, blue, yellow, I think it's, like I said, really solid. Jiren plays the same exact role. MVP does, I guess, another, like rush protection unit. He has the endurance. He has the ability to nullify Gogeta's rush ability. You want to build him completely blast oriented here. 45% to base blast attack with this awakened item. More, or not more, but this is a pure blast attack equipped with some more base blast attack, some defense key recovery, and then this one right here to give him some pure defenses, both base offenses and some HP. Highly recommend you guys trying it out so you guys can kind of feel what I'm saying. But yeah, his utility, the vanishes that you get back, the card draw speed, the extra combo length that he's getting is insane. So definitely a solid setup, and we could be throwing equipments on all these setups for UI Omen. I know I don't have like equips on any of these for UI Omen, but he's just a little bit I don't want to say underrated because these are my personal top 15 right now. Is just with Kid Buu running around, with Jiren running around on a lot of the best teams. Go Frieza is already good enough as the purple. You don't want to have 2 purple units just to get literally 2 to 3 carded, or whatever that may be. But yeah, UI Omen is very solid as well. If I had to put items on him, it would be all blast oriented. It would probably be this. It could be the Blast Pure right here. This one, a Blast Pure, and then another Blast Equip. So this item right here works. You could do one of these items, and so on and so forth. This also works right here, getting Pure Strike and Pure Blast Attack. But yeah, we'll move on to the very next team. All right, the next team is going to be a double Ultra setup. You guys have seen me use this team probably numerous times since Kid Buu released with Ultra Rose, but it's a double Ultra setup with Rose. So it's a future comprised setup, but it's also powerful opponent slash a bit of regeneration here, right? All these units are healing a ton, especially Kid Buu and Zamasu. Just a ton of healing, a ton of tanking on this setup. You are Zenkai buffing Rose, you are Zenkai buffing Zamasu, and Kid Buu and Rose are just a deadly combination together. I haven't really ran it too much since Go Frieza drop. I just know that this team still does wonders. Goku Black is going to go type neutral and pop his main ability. Kid Buu just autopilot. Like, their gameplay works so well together with the blast armor, the AoE green card, the lock-in on blue, the paralyze, just a lot of toxic combinations plus healing. You have the double endurance with Kid Buu and Zamasu, so most situations going to be tanking with Zamasu and then inevitably be sacking him off right there. But it is a primarily strike-oriented setup. Kid Buu, you're giving him all strike-based equips, HP, health restoration, some defenses right there. This is a pure strike item. You're getting, obviously he's a regen battle member, some base strike HP, and then this one's a high base strike attack stat with double defense and base key recovery. With Goku Black, you're giving him this item right here. It's a mandatory high base strike attack number with health restoration, ultimate damage, and special move. Does carry 3 ultimates, so it's kind of a no-brainer. 45% to base strike attack, one of the best strike items. Definitely want to have that. And then a pure item for him, so he's getting pure strike attack by almost 13% right there. Some defense-based blast attack, which is really nice as well. Zamasu, you just want to build him to be an absolute tank in most scenarios. Double defense, base HP, and health restoration. This one right here giving base strike attack, special move. It's a strike setup, even though he's a blast unit. This one's giving pure defense to Sands and God Key, which you're still seeing a ton of. I do recommend that item right there. This one can be also really good. Base blast attack and 10% to pure blast attack when there's a tag future and powerful opponent battle member, so that's himself. And, he's not receiving that strike one, I believe, because you do have to have a tag future and Vegeta Clan in battle, but you're getting base strike attack and some blast defense right there. So he is a blast unit. You're going to have him see him doing a little bit more blast damage, plus he's being Zenkai buffed. So definitely recommend it if you're able to build it. Obviously, stars are going to help, but I think all the double ultra setups are still they're all the best in the game still. Next to, I guess, Universe Rep kind of just took the cake. But yeah, before Universe Rep came out, this team was the #1 team in the game. So I still think this is one of the best that you can build in the game. I'll probably dive into all the double ultra setups now that you're able to build. Okay, so this is going to be another variant right here with all the double ultra setups. You're going to have the wonder of all the builds. Why they're even possible is going to be for Pan, just because of all the support that she does bring into the team with her swaps. With her using every card, and with her receiving, I believe if she takes a combo, she's getting 30% on her damage inflicted, or for the team's damage inflicted, right? 30%, yeah. Applies volume effects to allies after enemy attack is over. She's receiving 30% when an enemy attack is over 15 counts. She's getting damage inflicted per card. This is just me. You probably already know this. Damage inflicted per card, 5%. For either strike or blast for 30 timer counts, and then you're also getting 5% via swap. So the best support unit in the entire game. I've been vouching for her top 10 ever since she dropped till this day, I feel like. And yeah, Rose, Gogeta, still an insane setup. You're obviously not having, you got to work with the ultra abilities here so they can receive their full effects, but Rose is going to be on leader slot. Gogeta is receiving like 5% of his ultra ability with Vegito here, but that double Zenkai buff is going to make up for it somewhat, plus the, Pan support should be cooking. This is a 50% to base strike attack Z ability, so it's pretty much like a third Zenkai buff for Gogeta right there. But yeah, HP, It's going to be Pan, the support unit, and then Rose. It's a not really rush protected team, but it just stacks damage so very quickly, and then it's like an autopilot type setup. So still deem this to be a very powerful comp in the game. If you have access to it, definitely try it out. And I think a lot of other setups you can build the exact same way. So if we take a quick look, just so we don't have to break down a bunch of setups, this is literally the same exact team, but you're able to do it, right? Pan, Gogeta, and then you throw another unit on leader slot with the same items that I had on Boo previously. It would be like these three. You could also alternate. You could use this one's not too bad. Base strike attack, pure damage to Saiyans, special move damage. Very powerful composition here. Any double ultra, the support. This one's actually might be a little bit better just because it has endurance. Kid Buu being, I think, just more of a protected unit right now with Go Frieza running around in the meta. I think Rose is really good, but if he's caught in a blue card or a combo with Go Frieza, green card, whatever, he's just going to insta-die. So Kid Buu's a lot safer pick right now. I think this setup is going to be better in most scenarios. You could also do the hit variant. Hit variant is also very, very powerful. You probably go with this. Actually, let's do... which pier could you run? You could probably run this pier right here. It'd be the best option for you. Base strike attack and it's just an individual pier. And then you could go with this item right here. It's probably what I would go with. So it's just super buffed Hit and Gogeta. Very same premise here. Time skip. All the ultras have their own unique traits to them. So Hit, Rose, Kid Buu, whether any of the threes that you want to run, I still deem all the double ultra setups to be the best in the game. Alright, jumping into the next one here is just going to be the classic movie setup. You guys have probably seen this team ever since Gogeta released. It was the best team in the game when Gogeta did drop. I still deem this team to be a very solid option for high rank PvP. Beast Gohan is still him. Gogeta is obviously still him. And Pan, it's also, just ran on everything that you want to support. But a very valuable, combination. You're still getting rush protection from Beast. Obviously, it's fallen down a little bit with all the better setups that exist. Gogeta just not being as efficient with his rush ability with units like Kid Buu. Goku and Frieza have the ability to, like, the anti-rush ability and so on, right? There's so many units that can kind of counter that. But if you guys are able to still autopilot with this team, just a lot of damage stacking, pure equips. Obviously, Gogeta, this is a strike-oriented setup. This is what we're going to be running. Base strike attack, special move, double defense. This one right here giving HP, double defense, some more base strike attack. And then this one right here giving a lot more base strike attack, pure strike attack, and base HP. Very similar with the Gohan. He is running that Awakened Plat, giving 45%. It's definitely items that you want to slap on heavy hitting or the carry unit of the team. And then the pure equip over there, the hybrids pure, probably one of the best pures in the game. Just individual pure hybrids pures. Very, very solid. But yeah, I think there's a better movies comp right now that's out. Just going to show you guys. If you have the stars to build it, this is what the team is going to look like. I believe, I don't know which one is ran on leader slot right here. But it doesn't, I think they all buff movies with their Z ability. But it is this 3. The bench is probably going to be something like EX-wise. If you throw in, let's say that Red Android 13. I kind of don't want to look for him right now, but just so I could give you guys an idea of what it would be. This guy, maybe a Zenkai buff for the Gammas, or a Zenkai buff for Piccolo here, but it definitely needs higher stars. So you're getting rush protection from the Piccolo with his revival, you're getting support from Pan, and then Gamma's literally just solo in this meta right now. If you don't know, this unit is, I don't want to say underrated, but they're known to be good, right? I feel like they're easily top 10. They need better equipments, in my opinion. Like, I feel like they could definitely use an individual pure, but if you're running them on a movies team, they have the pure for it, so they're getting almost around 15% pure. If you're running a full movies team, you're getting more base blast attack and some double defense on that setup. Obviously, you want to run the Awakened Plat right here, which is really, really 45% to base blast attack, and then you could run something else similar to this. This is for a regular equip, giving a lot of base blast attack and special move damage. Piccolo don't really have the best equips for regen units, but thank God this is movies. I probably would run something like this with the items that I do have. You're still going to build them all strike, He's getting pure because there's a hybrid Saiyan on the team. And this one's double offense with health restoration, some defense right there. But you definitely want to have Piccolo higher stars if you're going to run this setup. Pan just being a solid support. I don't think this is like the safest team to run, but the Gammas just do so much damage. And the synergy between the Piccolo and the Gammas are really, really good. From like the top players that are running this combination, I've seen it perform really, really well. So highly recommend it. Like I said, if you're going to, the other two bench options would be like Zenkai Broly, or something of the sort. You could put this Gohan down there. What he's offering, I think both offenses. Yeah, it's pretty solid. But yeah, this movie's comp is really good. I'm gonna throw this one in there. It's a regeneration setup. I feel like Regen has gained a ton of value with the obviously release of the Kid Buu, Orange Piccolo, setups like this. You could also throw Zamasu on the setup instead of Pan, but me personally, I do like to have a lot more damage. So Pan on leader slot, providing the HP. We got double Zenkai buff on Kid Buu and a Zenkai buff on Orange Piccolo. I said don't run Orange Piccolo unless you have him higher stars. But yeah, Pan support. The synergy between Kid Buu and Orange Piccolo is very similar to that movie's comp that I was showing you guys with the yellow green, and then you got Pan as a support there. But I just do think, you know, a lot of healing going on. Regeneration, you could, like I said, put Zamasu there as the third option instead of support. You're getting kind of a disruption, another tank endurance unit would not be a bad move. But this is the go in my opinion for Regen. I think it's a slept on team right now. It was, you know, not a good team for many, many months to probably a year or years. I think Regen's been lacking for a very long time. So to finally see it have very powerful units again to make setups like this has been definitely reassuring. Like the meta is very diverse right now. And yeah, we're going to move on to the next one. All right, jumping into the next one here. I think this team has skyrocketed a ton in value here. No ultras on this setup. But I do think this is the most powerful blast combination in the game, other than Universe Rep has a very powerful also blast combo. But this is primarily blast. There's no like mixed Z abilities or anything. It's the androids comp. You know, you have almost a full color wheel. You're running the top 3 plus the free to play 21 is phenomenal. I think she's overlooked. I know, I do believe that people recognize how good she is, but she is literally a top tier character. Gamma's being one of the best in the game. This guy just having a ton of utility to his kit. The lock-in, the snipe with his green card, nullifying endurance, and then MVP 17, just tons of utility, like endless utility that this unit does have. But obviously you want to build the entire team blast oriented. You would want to have multiple of certain type of equips. Like this item in the middle, it's not really the best just because it's going to be movies. So I would recommend running like this one over it on him. So I'm giving a base blast attack. Higher base blast attack number right there with some special move damage. Obviously, you can argue the pure is really good, that all the Z abilities are blast attack, but pretty much literally the entire comp is blast oriented. Purple 17 is a more defensive setup, giving him a lot of HP defense. This one, double defense, HP special move, but pretty much all base blast attack abilities here on the 21. Same premise, special move, base blast attack. This one's giving actually both offenses some special move. It's just because I don't have a lot of copied units. I don't really run blast comps. I mean, there isn't too many blast comps in the game. This is one of the 2 or 3 that do exist in the game. So obviously would have a couple of these would be really solid for the whole team. A couple of these would be really solid. A couple of these would definitely be really solid. But yeah, you know, all the equipments are on this setup. You could kind of just grab a couple repeat copies. Don't know if I'd replace this because you're still getting a lot of base blast attack from it, and appear definitely does not hurt on this setup. You're also Zenkai buffing purple 17, but giving you an option color-wise, depending on who you're running into, is also really good. You don't have to bring in the same 3 units every time. But I could show you guys other teams that are really good. Hybrids has not failed. Till this day, this is not one of the best teams in the game, but, you know, Beast Gohan, still him. Double support setup. Any setup that you want to run with Beast Gohan and Pan, or excuse me, not Beast Gohan, Pan, Future Gohan and Pan, is still a viable setup. It's not like the best anymore, but we're getting towards like the back end of the spectrum. So Hybrids is one of those setups that I feel like if you play really well, you know, they're just doing a ton of damage. It's a super support Beast Gohan. It still exists. It still works. These are the equipments that I'm going to be using for this comp. Very similar with GT. I don't think I have a GT setup as well, like built right now. But I could show you what I would do for a GT comp is just really quickly. I would just replace all of these units. I'd probably throw this Super 17. I'd probably throw this guy, and I'd probably throw this guy. Like, this is your basic GT comp. You could throw Pan on leader slot. I've seen his Sun family perform just as good, if not better, at most times, because Pan's a better support unit than 17. But you can double Zenkai buff the Tag 4 since they're your literal main character, and then you could go with the HP being the purple dude right here. This is your GT setup. I still think it works swimmingly. On the back end of a spectrum, of course, you know, this Goku's really good. The 4s are really good. It's kind of just not as potent as the new units that either on boost or just have a lot more to them, right? Power creep does exist. Ultras exist. I feel like GT got buffed once, and the fact that it's still holding down the team, you know, it hasn't really fallen off. It's just not as great as it was during Legends Festival. But equipment-wise, I could show you guys really quickly here. You're definitely going to be wanting to run this on the 4s and even on the, you know, just the irregular Super Saiyan 4. You're going to be wanting to run this equipment right here. A lot of base strike attack, special move damage. You could be running the pures. What is the pure that I would recommend? I think this is the strike pure right here for Vegeta Clan. You could run this on the Tag 4s. 15% individual pure is probably your best move. You are double Zenkai buffing, so definitely run that pure. For this guy, you need to have his equipment. Simple as that. You definitely want to have the GT variant because you're getting pure from that. Inflicted damage, special move, ult damage. Both defenses, base HP. It's like a must run. You could run this item if you really wanted to. Like I say, it's a strike unit. And yeah, these are options that you guys do see on my screen. 17 is the same items that I would have ran on that previous setup on androids. But it probably looks something like this right here. There's one more that I would run. Probably do this, but I think this is going to wrap up the video, you guys. I did show you guys some of the better teams or the best teams in the game, reaching towards like the back end. You know what is crazy? What is literally crazy is that I saved the best for last. I swear I saved the best for last, you guys. Not literally the best team, but arguably one of the most toxic teams and talked about teams in the game right now. I'm going to build for you guys. I don't believe this to be the best team, but it's definitely a top 5 team. Similar to how Hybrids has a one-man army set up with Beast Gohan, this is like the new version, day and age, one-man army team. So if you guys want to be, you know, I don't want to say toxic because it's, you just remove one character of the setup and they lose, but it's literally a one-shot team. If you buff properly, if you get the support running with Pan, which is very easy to do, I am looking for Lineage of Evil. Thank you very much. It is a 4-time Zenkai buff composition here. We gotta look up Frieza Force really quick. Frieza Force. I swear I found it. And then here we go. So this is the setup. Same equips for Go Frieza right here. We're actually double puring them. Just because obviously 4 times Zenkai buff, the pure is going to just magnify that. This Frieza, you just build all defense. Primarily, you definitely want to have his unique equip. And then Pan, I always build the same. I'm not going to lie. I could build her all defense. Me personally, I build her most primarily defense. And then I give her a little bit of base strike attack there, so she could do damage in situations that I would appreciate it. You know, if she has to clutch or something. But yeah, not only is Pan just giving that tremendous, you know, unlimited support, basically. Go Frieza goes, or not Go Frieza, the purple first form Frieza holds a blue card, so you're just nuking with these blue cards. On top of that, he does start off the battlefield, or starts off the battle, like you don't even need to bring him in first. As soon as you start the battle, you're getting 30% of your damage inflicted. Until this character dies, you're buffing your team to that extent with 30% just right off the rip. Plus, you're holding a blue card. Plus, you're using it as a Zenkai buff for Go Frieza. So, Go Frieza literally becomes a god on this comp. Only use this with precaution and safety, bro. This is arguably one of the better teams, and I know people are calling it the best team. My personal opinion, Uni Rep still takes the cake. And also, you guys, before we close out the video, I went back and I thought about one final team that I'm going to build for you guys that I also deemed to be in the top 5 setups, on par with, I guess, the super amped up Go Frieza or even a Universe Rep combination. This team that I'm about to show you is a very toxic setup. You know, like I said, use this at your own as well. This is going to be the top 3 units. Bottom bench, I believe it's going to be something just double Zenkai buff for Kid Buu, I think is what we're running. Could actually have the Zenkai 7 Super Saiyan 2 Goku would actually be optimal there. But, you know, what is his Zenkai buff? Yellow Majin Buu Saga. Yep, so your Zenkai buff in Kid Buu, and then his Z ability does go to, wow, I would actually need to throw... I would need to throw 17 on leader slot, wouldn't I? Okay, so, but yeah, this is the setup here. Throw yellow. We're going to go get that other Zenkai buff for your boy. Can I find it? Is this is the Zenkai buff, 2 powerful opponents. So Jiren's not only getting the Zenkai buff, but also the Kid Buu there. So Kid Buu's being double Zenkai buff, Jiren's being 1-time Zenkai buff, and then you're getting the HP bench, which is going to be this Piccolo right here, also providing health restoration. You know, Kid Buu loves healing, and just trust me and run this setup. Just definitely trust me and run this setup. You could run the offense strike attack variant. I usually run Jiren primarily strike based, and then 17 always stays blast. Blast attack, and then you're also could do something like this or this. But this is going to be the combination, you guys. Yellow, yellow, blue. Probably one of the best setups in the game. I can't believe I almost forgot about this comp. It's just when you're talking about all the builds in the game, highly recommend this. I'm actually dropping a video on this team within the next day or so, so be on the lookout for this team. But just saving the best for last is just simple as that. You know, 17 all base blast equips. I kind of ran over all these equipments already in this video, but highly recommend this comp. Check it out if you haven't yet. And you know, you are basically getting double endurance from this, ton of healing, ton of utility, double Zenkai buff for your main character, the MVP. And if you do need a solo with any of these characters, you most definitely could. It's not like a 1v3 army. It's just a very tanky / durable setup, and then it can do a tons of damage as well with all those Zenkai buffs. So keep in mind, this Piccolo is receiving a ton of health restoration, very similar to Go Frieza. Almost 30% to health restoration and 90% to HP. So yeah. See you guys in the very next one. I'm out.